Hello, my name is Jada SP. Everyone here has most likely had a moment in their life when they felt like they were suffering so much that all they possibly feel is a mental strain or stress. The stress of knowing that you may never get out of the pain, the sadness, the anger, or any of the negative emotions they are going through. They may feel alone throughout the suffering, like they are falling into a void that they may never be able to get out of. Whether it's toward feeling like you are suffering as less than someone or more than someone else, we all suffer. But after so long, we begin to cry less and less, knowing that all the suffering is eventually going to improve us as people. Over the last summer, I lost an important thing to me, my dog Boots. He passed away of cancer just days after a surgery that we believed could fix him and allow him to be able to go up the stairs once more, to give him a better life than what he was struggling with. Throughout our lives, people can suffer so much that they feel trapped, while others suffer the least, feeling like they may never be able to get out of it. However, the people that suffer the most will begin to cry less as they suffer. Today, I will tell you two examples of suffering. First, I will explain Aesop's fable, The Oxen and the Axle Tree, to demonstrate the amount of struggle the oxen goes through versus the axle tree. Then I will share a story of my own to help express that suffering can become greater, but after a while you can learn to begin to cry less from it. To start, let's focus on the Aesop fable, The Oxen and the Axle Tree. Aesop's story, The Oxen and Axle Trees, isn't known to be a commonly known fable, so let me begin to explain how the fables unfold and what it can teach us. As retold by the website Aesop Fables, retrieved March 15th, 2023, Aesop tells of a tale of a team of oxen dragging a heavy wagon down the country lane. Picture the event in your head: a team of oxen going down a country lane, dragging a heavy wagon. You would imagine that the oxen would be complaining about the trip, as they have to pull a wagon far and wide, but from the tale, they aren't really complaining. Anyway, as the oxen are dragging this heavy wagon down the country lane, they come across axle trees that are groaning and creaking at a terrible rate. Furthermore, the ox would turn to the axle tree, asking why exactly it makes so much noise, expressing that the other oxen bear all the labor but don't cry out. In summary, Aesop and the axle trees illustrates to us that some things suffer way more than others, but they learn to not cry out in pain, no matter the level of suffering they feel, even if they were to raise it. Following the tale, let's look into another example, one of my own. During the summer, there was an issue me and my grandmother wanted to fix. For some people, this could be because they weren't able to attend all of these events and activities, but mine was a decision that impacted me even to this day. My dog Boots, as I mentioned before, was struggling health-wise. He began to have this health issue that became so bad that he wouldn't be able to go up or down the stairs, to go to the restroom, or to go outside to welcome us back when we'd be gone or I'd been at school all day. It got to the point where we decided it would be best for him to get surgery. We had faith that he'd be okay. He'll be back to being himself, back to being able to go to the bathroom on his own, back to not having to worry about these health issues. The surgery went well. They believed he was going to make it and would be fine within a few weeks. I would learn to begin to take care of a pet who had just gotten out of surgery, trying to get him to take his medicine, to go to the bathroom, everything a pet may need to help during this difficult time. Just a couple of days after the surgery, he would end up passing away, possibly in the middle of the night. My mother came as soon as we came back from taking him to be put into an urn that morning, helping me during the hardest time of my life. She hugged me, cried with me, and made me realize I wasn't alone throughout this suffering moment, losing someone I had known for exactly 11 years. My father, on the other hand, I am still waiting on this very day for the day he brings it up, or gives his condolences about the passing. The times he has shown up, he has never mentioned it once, never asking, "Where is he? I haven't seen him." The outcome of this was I was able to learn that the suffering from this event would not fix the cries of pain, the cries of wanting to feel comfort for my father who was never there when I lost my dog. I was able to learn that I can't rely on him, as he relied on me. He was busy with beginning his new life, beginning to get to know what would be his new wife, busy forgetting that he had someone who was there for him since the moment I could remember. The only people who cared about my pain would be the women I looked up to in my life, my mother and my grandmother, both who have struggled so much, but they don't cry out in pain or sadness. They push themselves through it and continue. The story of my personal experience is nowhere near the same level of events as Aesop's The Ox and the Axle Tree, but they hold the same moral. In conclusion, as explained through the Aesop's fable and the retelling of my personal experience, suffering for many people results in cries that can be difficult. Some are going to cry out even when they are suffering the least, while others cry out when they are suffering the most. In the end, there are times when you feel like you are struggling, feeling like you're on your own. From this, you learn to become stronger, to cry less, to push yourself to improve physically and mentally. Thank you. Are there any questions?